Good morning, everyone. We'll just get started in a moment here. We'll get the platform party just up here, please. Thanks. Good morning and welcome. My name is Aliyah Mohammed, and I'm with the Media Relations team here at TransLink. We're looking forward to sharing the program details on the Universal Faregate Access Program with you today. We also want to welcome everyone who's watching via live stream from work or home. Enjoy. TransLink CEO Kevin Desmond is joined by Federal Member of Parliament Terry Beach, whose constituency is just here in Burnaby North, Seymour. We're also joined by Provincial Parliamentary Secretary Bowen MLA, who's with us today, and of course also some other notable guests. We have Jane Dyson, who's with us from the Disability Alliance of BC, and Omar Al-Azawi. Omar is going to be one of the first users of this program, and I think you'll all agree, someone we can all be inspired by. His story of strong-willed determination resonates with all of us here today. After we hear from our speakers this morning, Omar will demonstrate for us how the program works. Without further delay, I invite Kevin Desmond, CEO of TransLink, to the podium.
Thanks, Aliyah. Thanks for your patience. Hope your feet are warm. Mine are not. But thanks for being patient for us to get started. So I'm delighted to be here this morning with these esteemed colleagues and with Omar to help celebrate the start of this program. So special thanks to Parliamentary Secretary Ma, MP Beach, Jane Dyson, and Omar Al-Azawi today. We're happy to have everybody out here. Today we're announcing the start of our Universal Faregate Access Program. It's actually something I've been working on since before I officially started work here at TransLink. So this is especially meaningful to me to see this, the launch of the program today. And very important, I think, for TransLink, for our region, and for our industry, this is the first of its kind in the world. We're not aware of any transit system anywhere on this globe that has put together a program like this. It's a program that allows people with disabilities who are physically unable to freely use the Compass media to access the gated transit system independently. And independence is the key. Commuting to work, getting to appointments, visiting friends, mobility many of us take for granted. About 2 years ago, the introduction of the Compass program changed the way our customers access the SkyTrain and bus system. The arrival of Faregates introduced changes to our system that limited access for some of our customers. Today, we're delivering on our commitments to ensure all customers can access the gated system. So how does it work? Our program involves an RFID technology, radio frequency identification. We'll provide eligible customers with cards. This is a version of the cards that will open the RFID-enabled gates, and Omar is going to demonstrate that for us in a few minutes. About 40% of our SkyTrain and C-Bus stations are already equipped with the technology and the feature, and we're on track to complete the rest of the system by the end of the year. As you'll see later in our demo, our RFID readers have been placed above the accessible fare gates, and the gates have been labeled with the RFID logo. As the customer approaches the gate, it will open when the card comes within range and close after they pass through at a range of approximately 2 to 3 meters. It's seamless for our customer, and it enables independence on our transit system. And as I said, that is key. We want to make sure anybody and everybody who wants to use the SkyTrain system can use it when they want and how they want. This is an innovative solution for our customers. I'm proud of the work done by TransLink engineers, TransLink IT professionals, our Access Transit group, and pleased we could partner with a local company, Hyperlight, to implement this technology. This is a made in BC solution that we hope the world takes notice of. No other transit authority in the world offers fully automated touchless access to a gated system. We've been listening to our customers. Behind the scenes, as we've been developing this program, we've been consulting with stakeholders, advocacy, and community groups throughout, as well as the users who built the system. I want to thank especially Jane Dyson. I've been working with Jane on this particular project since virtually the day I started at TransLink. Jane is the Executive Director of Disability Alliance BC and is a terrific partner, and we've learned a heck of a lot from Jane and the other representatives of the Disability Alliance. We're grateful for the input that Jane and her team have provided along the way, and with the many other people that we have heard from to help design this system. As we roll out this technology across our system, we'll continue to consult, listening to our customers and making adjustments along the way. Hence, this is a bit of a soft launch to make sure that we have everything right. We started taking applications last week, and I'm pleased to report that we've already received our first, and I think we now have, 4 applicants pending for the program. Lastly, before I turn it over to MP Beach, I'd like to thank Omar Al-Azali again for being here today. Currently, Omar is one of our Handy Dart customers, and he's looking forward to being one of the first members to use the Universal Faregate Access Program. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to MP Beach.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of the Minister of Infrastructure and Communities, Amarjeet Sohi, to support the launch of the Universal Faregate Access Program. It's already been described what this is. The RFID technology makes all of our transit stops accessible. It's in 40% of the SkyTrain stations to date. It's in all of the Burnaby North Seymour SkyTrain stations except Lougheed. I checked. But it's my understanding that all systems by the end of this year will have this tremendous technology. It's a pleasure to be here with my colleague, the Parliamentary Secretary for TransLink, Bowen MLA. I've said this to her privately, but I don't think it counts unless I say it publicly. She's doing a fantastic job in this role. We've been working together on issues, traffic on the North Shore, and this is another one. And so congratulations on all the work that you've been doing so far. I'm proud that the Government of Canada is supporting technologies like this and supporting our communities by investing in infrastructure, over $180 billion over the next 10 years. And this particular project was important to me personally because accessibility is important to me. Most people don't know that I'm half blind. That meant that I was completely dependent on transit for the first 25 years of my life. And I could only imagine how stifling it would be if you weren't able to access the public transit system. I was speaking with Omar before we started here. He's a graphic designer. He's a student at BCIT and at Emily Carr. And this allows him to have full access, full range as he embarks on his career and grows his own business. This is all about empowering individuals and making sure that we make our system as accessible as possible. It's also going to be valuable as our demographics continue to change in this community. We are having an increasing average age, and as people become older and we have more seniors in our communities, this is going to ensure that people can stay more independent longer. And so not only is this world-class technology, it's the right thing to do, it's also the economic right thing to do. It's going to empower more people to have more access and more abilities to have more opportunities within our communities. As a government, we're absolutely dedicated to finding innovative solutions to solving some of our community's problems, which is why we've launched the Smart Cities Challenge. This is an ability for communities to come in and use homemade technologies to solve problems like this. A lot of people aren't aware of this, but Canada actually has a tremendous track record of producing innovative technologies that help people with accessibility issues. And the benefit of that, of course, is that often those technologies are exported around the world. And that gives us an ability to address new markets and not only make people's lives better here in Canada, make people's lives better around the world while creating new innovative businesses. So I want to thank everybody that's here today that's made this happen. The Government of Canada is going to continue working with our partners at the provincial government, Indigenous communities, municipalities, and of course TransLink. And big congratulations for making this happen. Thank you very much. I'm now going to pass it on to our Parliamentary Secretary for TransLink, Bowen MLA.
Hello, everyone. My name is Bowen MLA, Bowen MLA for North Vancouver Lonsdale and Parliamentary Secretary for TransLink. I am also the reason why you're probably quite cold today. I'm personally quite partial to the Burnaby Edmonds SkyTrain station, so that's where I went. But this is a very nice station as well. I'm proud to be here today representing John Horgan's government to celebrate such an important milestone for people with disabilities who travel on public transit. I'm absolutely honored to be able to share a stage or a SkyTrain platform with CEO Kevin Desmond, MP Terry Beach, Advocate Jane Dyson, and Omar as well. Thank you so much. I want to begin by acknowledging the territory of the Coast Salish people as well. So, my remarks that they have given me. The people in Lower Mainland depend on public transit to go about their lives. We use it to commute to work, get to school, to visit family and friends, or when heading to a concert or sports event. I myself grew up on public transit, using it as my primary mode of transportation all the way through adulthood. I actually, to be honest, I didn't get my Class 5 license until I was 25, so like MP Terry Beach, up until 25, 100% dependent on public transit. So it really, really is important that everyone in Metro Vancouver has equal access to our transit system and is able to travel independently. John Horgan's government is committed to building communities in BC that are inclusive and accessible for people of all abilities, and that includes people who use public transit. When compass cards and fare gates were first introduced, it became absolutely clear that we needed to find a better solution to ensure that everyone can access the system. TransLink moved very quickly to implement short-term, person-based solutions for those who face barriers using the existing fare gates. Today, as Parliamentary Secretary responsible for TransLink, I am so pleased to be able to celebrate the rollout of new high-tech universal fare gates, making sure that everyone can access the important services that they count on. TransLink users have diverse needs and a range of abilities, and it is vital that customers who are physically unable to tap a compass card can still travel independently on our system. Increasing access to transit for people in Metro Vancouver decreases unnecessary barriers that could prevent people from living an active life. People like Omar, who should be able to enjoy the same independence and freedom of movement as any member of our community. These fare gates show how BC is moving forward to becoming a truly inclusive province by 2024. It is the first of its kind worldwide. Universal fare gate technology also shows how British Columbia is at the forefront of innovation that is improving the lives of people in this province. This technology is a homegrown solution, locally developed and designed by TransLink in partnership with Hyperlight Systems. I've had the chance to see these gates in action, and soon you will too, very, very shortly, and I hope they encourage people of all abilities to take advantage of our public transit system. In conclusion, building a better BC for people of all abilities is a priority for our government. We are working with people, making life more accountable and improving the services we all count on. Universal fare gates will be a lasting solution that will improve lives for people in Metro Vancouver. Thank you so much, and it is now my great pleasure to introduce Jane Dyson, Executive Director of Disability Alliance of BC. Please welcome Jane.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I am from Disability Alliance BC, and I also, though, want to mention another partner who worked very hard on this project, another community partner, Council of Senior Citizens Organizations. A couple of years ago, Lorraine Logan, who I know would love to be here today but is sadly unable to attend because she's unwell, went and met with Kevin Desmond when he hadn't been CEO very long. And we said, Mr. Desmond, this is not going to work. We have this fabulous, accessible transit system, which many of our folks in the community are able to access without having to ask for help. And with the new compass card gates, this is not going to be possible anymore. So this is a really large step back for the community. And so what followed from that was TransLink commitment to work with us to develop a solution which would ensure that people with disabilities and seniors who are unable to tap in and tap out independently would be able to do so. I don't know if you can imagine how undignified it must feel to be able to be unable to tap in independently and to have to ask somebody to help you. Nobody wants that. People with disabilities are no different from anybody else. They want to be able to go about their business independently. So here we are today with this really fabulous announcement. It's a milestone on the technological side because, as we've heard, it's the first in the world as far as we know. But it's also very significant because it demonstrates what can happen when community works with the people in power, essentially, when community works collaboratively to come up with a solution that works well. We learned a lot of things in this process, DABC and Costco and the other folks on the committee. And as Kevin mentioned, his team learned a lot from us. So this is a fabulous relationship, and we look forward to working in the future on other issues that will see such a positive result for people with disabilities and seniors. We look forward to seeing all the stations equipped with this new device, and we thank everybody for their commitment and contribution. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much, Ms. Dyson. Prior to turning our focus to questions from the media, Omar will demonstrate for us how this technology and the card works. Omar is proceeding directly adjacent to the RFID-enabled fare gate. We'll allow a few moments to turn around. Jennifer?
I was bragging to my colleagues today.
So any questions?
Is this going to be at Canada Line stations, Millennium
Yes.
Line, Expo Line,
Yes.
West Coast Express?
And the entire system, yes. West Coast Express, Kurt, not West Coast Express. Because there's not gate access to West Coast, yeah.
How much does the system cost to develop and install?
The total budget was $9 million for the program. So we leveraged some of the new federal funding that MP Beach pointed out. So about half the cost of the program was from the new federal money. In fact, one of the early projects we were able to leverage and spend the federal dollars, which I think was very much part of the program from the federal government in any event. And also with the overall programmatic contribution from the province.
How do these passengers access the elevator when after passing the fare gates?
Well, that's a good question. That is something that I think we've heard from advocates and users, that similarly, if you can't access and use a Compass card to get through the Compass fare gates, could present the same challenges for folks at elevators, and that is something we're looking at right now. I don't have any details, but it is something we're in conversations with our advocates and our customers, and I think we're looking at a variety of different potential technology solutions to that as well.
Looking at the list, I see that there are some of the busiest stations like Metrotown, Surrey Central. They don't have these kind of gates yet. So, what are the challenges that make TransLink not having these gates at those busiest stations yet?
Well, we have to start somewhere. So we're committed to having the entire system fully equipped by the end of the year. So some of the busy stations, some of the less busy stations. I think it's really a matter of what is the most suitable implementation schedule given the various different features of the station to draw the power and so forth. $9 million is the budget for the program. No, that's the entire program for all of the SkyTrain stations. Yeah.
I gotta say, my name is Johnson. My turn to say, are you talking about Manchester, Vancouver, all over in the world?
So if I understood the question, yes, this is the first such installation of this technology, as far as we know, anywhere in the world. The RFID technology is not special. I mean, RFID has been around for a very long time. In this particular application, to support people with disabilities, to make our system that much more accessible, as far as we know, this is the only place in the world that's done that. I would expect others will follow. I know that as we were researching and trying to determine what's the best approach to providing this kind of universal access, we know that other transit agencies have considered this. So we hope that we can show the way. A local company? And a local company, yes. So Made in BC Solution. We're very happy that we partnered with the company. We'll find out. That was as we were working with the community to understand, what's the universe of folks out there. It could be anywhere from 15 to 50, but over time it could very well be more. We'll find out. This is the start to the program.
Anticipate or have an estimation of what demand is?
I don't, but what I would say is with the aging population, I'm sure that more and more people will need this important technology.
Same time, that downtown metro, there is a lane that's open there, and I don't understand why it's not connected to the platform, because it's a city that owned the lane before, and I think it should be connected with that. As a matter of fact, we are doing 40 to 60 buildings for senior homes. That's what we are doing. And we have been granted by February 28th millions of dollars. Is giving us the land, and we are doing senior citizens and social housing. That's what we're working on.
Yes, and as far as the elevator availability and escalator for that matter, we have aging equipment. Some of the equipment on the Expo line is as old as the Expo line, 31, 32 years. We have a program that will actually get underway probably middle of this year for a systematic rehabilitation of the elevator and escalators, primarily on the Expo line system.
Just one thing I wanted to mention fast is that we're also we're working with TransLink right now to see if we can do trams in Vancouver and SFU. So we are at 40 cents a dollar compared to your rate. So,
Thank you.
And we are able to even subsidize that over 30-year period.
Thank you. Any other questions?
And does this card cost the same to the user with any other card?
Well, right now, during this sort of soft launch, where we're beginning this is the next phase, if you will, of user testing, there's no fare collection. So first thing we wanted to do is make sure that the device, whether it's a card or if there are other devices that our customers will use, test the system, fine-tune the system, understand how the application process is working for everyone. If we have to fine-tune the application process based on feedback, we will do so. Eventually then, as part of that, we will work out what the fare collection would be. It is not integrated with the Compass system. So this card doesn't have any fare on it like your Compass card. So that's the next step in the project. Correct.
Is it in terms of there's not a lot of renovation that's needed?
Nope.
So is there any way to speed it up, maybe by the halfway point?
Well, we're working as diligently as we can. We have a lot of stations, and each station requires its own kind of custom work because each station is unique. So it takes time to get to each station.